Imagine you're about to start a new adventure, like exploring an unknown land. Learning English can feel like this, a mix of excitement and a little fear of the unknown. But don't worry. Every step of this journey will bring new discoveries, and by the end, you'll feel proud of how far you've come. Let me take you through a story about learning English, where every moment is like planting seeds in a garden and watching them grow into something beautiful. The beginning, an open mind. When I first started learning English, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have many words to express myself, but I knew one thing. I had to stay curious and open-minded. English is a living language. It's always changing with new words and phrases. At first, this was a bit scary, but then I realized it was exciting. Each new word I learned felt like a treasure, and each new phrase was like finding a secret path. One day, I learned the word apple. It was simple, but I didn't stop there. I made my own sentences. The apple is red. I like apples. It felt silly, but I was having fun. I started using new words I learned in my daily life, and they began to stick with me. Staying open to new ideas kept the journey fresh and exciting. Discovering new tools, TV, and radio, I soon found that learning didn't have to be boring. Watching English TV shows became my favorite part of the day. At first, I didn't understand everything, but I focused on the subtitles and how people spoke. I loved hearing different accents and learning words that real people use. It felt like I was stepping into their world. Listening to English radio was another way I practiced. I didn't need to understand every word. Just hearing the rhythm of the language helped me feel more comfortable. Over time, I began to catch more and more words. I started thinking, this isn't so hard after all. Trying new things, a spark of creativity. Learning English was not just about reading or listening. I tried different things to make it fun. I listened to podcasts, wrote short stories, and even acted out scenes in front of the mirror. Each new activity was like planting a new type of flower in my garden. One day, I decided to write a story about my favorite day at school. The sentences weren't perfect, but it felt good to express myself. I also started using apps with games and quizzes, which made learning feel like playtime. These small changes kept me motivated and excited. A step at a time, no rush, no pressure. Sometimes, learning felt overwhelming. There were so many words, so many rules. On those days, I told myself to focus on just one thing at a time. Maybe I'd learn 5 new words one day and practice speaking the next. This step-by-step approach made everything easier. I remember a day when I was trying to read a short story in English. I didn't understand all the words, so I stopped and looked them up. At first, it was frustrating, but by the end, I realized how much I had learned. Taking it slow helped me enjoy the process more. Confidence and mistakes. A key to success. I didn't always get things right. There were times when I made mistakes while speaking, and I felt embarrassed. But I learned that mistakes are just part of the journey. Each mistake was like a small bump in the road that made me stronger. For example, I once said, "He go to school," instead of, "He goes to school." A friend corrected me, and instead of feeling bad, I laughed and said it the right way. Over time, I realized that confidence was the key. Believing in myself made all the difference. Small successes, big joy. Every time I learned something new, I celebrated it. If I remembered a new word, I'd treat myself to my favorite snack. If I finished a lesson, I'd watch an episode of my favorite show. These small rewards kept me motivated. I remember learning the word sunny. I used it the next day when I said, "Today is sunny," and I felt proud. Each small success was like a step closer to my goal. Celebrating these moments made the journey enjoyable. The role of visual aids. Pictures and videos became my best friends. If I couldn't remember a word, I'd find a picture of it. Watching videos helped me see how words were used in real life. I also created charts to keep track of new words. These visual tools made everything clearer and more fun. Curiosity and adventure. What kept me going was curiosity. I wanted to know more every day. Learning English felt like a big adventure, and every word I discovered was like finding a hidden treasure. Thinking of it this way made the journey exciting. I started to see English everywhere, in books, signs, songs, and conversations. I was like an explorer, always looking for something new to learn. This curiosity kept me moving forward. Building a strong foundation. Sometimes I had to go back and review the basics. It wasn't always easy, but it helped me understand things better. For example, I once struggled with past tense verbs. Instead of giving up, I reviewed them until they became clear. Starting over wasn't a failure. It was a way to grow stronger. The final stretch, making English part of my life. The more I learned, the more I used English in my daily life. I wrote in my journal, read short books, and talked to friends in English. I even started thinking in English sometimes. Using the language every day helped me improve faster and made me feel more confident. A garden of growth. Now, looking back, I see learning English as planting a garden. Every word I learned was a seed, and every sentence I made was a flower. With time, effort, and patience, my garden grew into something beautiful. Learning English isn't just about reaching the end. It's about enjoying every moment along the way. Whether it's trying new things, celebrating small successes, or simply being curious, every step matters. Remember, your journey is unique, and you are capable of achieving great things. So, take a deep breath, keep learning, and have fun. The adventure is just beginning.